Today on Interurban Era, we're going to weather this garden scale Shay. My client asked me to create a set of custom prototypically accurate decals for the Shay and many of his other engines. The first step of decaling is making sure to seal the actual areas you want to decal with Tester's gloss coat or a similar gloss spray. I carefully cut out the decal and then floated it in some water until it separated. After that, I floated the decal onto the model itself using a Q-tip and then brushing on a little bit of microsol so that the decal melted around all the rivet detail, and then I let it dry. I then lettered the number on the side of the cab, the number on the steam dome, and the numbers on the headlights before flipping it over and doing the other side. Note how well the microsol melted the number 5 decal into the wood texture on the side of the cab. After the model has been properly sealed with a layer of dull coat, it was time for weathering. Using a blend of weathering powder and paint, I then did a wash over the entire model to give it that dusty backwoods feel. Then I used a special mix of weathering powders and paint to really give the wood a realistic texture and look. Then I used a fine brush to do the window trim and also came in with a broad brush to paint the top of the cab oxide red. I gave the running boards the same weather wood treatment before repainting them with some black. The key here is having the wood texture beneath the final layer of paint, so it looks like the paint itself is peeling off and revealing the wood below. Then it was time for the first layer of mud on the running boards and the trucks. I then used this remarkable product by AK Interactive. It simulates oil stains, which I dropped all over the moving parts of the Shay running gear. Then, if some of it ended up sticking together, I used some isopropyl alcohol to clean any areas that interfere with the running gear's smooth motion. I then weathered the firebox with a heat-burned rust treatment and a splash of mud. Then the entire running gear gets another layer of oily grime to bring it all together. Now we need to fuel it with a load of fresh corded wood, but not just any type. Fruit woods are often used in scale ship modeling for their tight grain. Lime wood is common. I used a Meyer lemon tree branch in this case. I'm cutting the pieces to length using a Japanese Ryoba saw, which you can buy for about $40, and is so precise and sharp that the blade does all the work for you. I cut the pieces of lemon wood into scale lengths, and now I use a hole saw to make a hole in a piece of scrap plywood so I can effectively cord the pieces with my Japanese chisel, which takes a while but yields great results. I then dry test fit the entire wood load before using a hot glue gun to make 2 interlocking removable clumps to cover the former oil bunker. Now the engine looks complete, but it still needs a crew. In this companion video, I tackle how to effectively paint cast resin figures with accurate period outfits. As a final detail, I added fine wire cords to the bell and whistle, and the Shay is ready for service on my client's garden railroad. I've been seriously ramping up the Patreon recently with plenty of blog posts, so follow along with projects behind the scenes. You can also watch and give feedback with the upcoming IE videos in their rough form. Finally, you can learn about scale models, history, and trains, stuff I do not post anywhere else. It's all exclusive on my Patreon.